We also have a number of canonical lists in the early church that do not cite the apocryphal texts as being canonical. We can look at Melito of Sardis. We have Athanasius. A lot of these authors are going to talk about there being 22 books in the Old Testament, which is kind of odd because you're like, wait a minute, there aren't 22 books in the Old Testament, there are 39 books in the Old Testament. Of those 39 books, when we're talking about 22, many of them are combined in this older canon. The number 22 shows up in a letter. That's a Paschal letter from St. Athanasius, where he names basically the canon that Protestants have today, not the one that shows up in the Council of Trent. Melito of Sardis is 3rd century, so he's prior to Athanasius there. Gregory of Nazianzus, for example, he lists by name the books of the Old Testament and does not include those which are the apocryphal texts. We also have someone named Amphilochius of Iconium. He is actually a relative of Gregory of Nazianzus, and he dies in 394. And he has a text called Iambics for Seleucus, where he outlines the books of the canon of the Old Testament and also does not include the apocryphal texts. There's also a council that meets called the Council of Laodicea, which includes a canonical list, though the canonical list may not actually be genuine. Does not include, by and large, the apocryphal text, but it does have Baruch. We also have Epiphanius. We have some testimonies in the early medieval period as well to a canon that does not include these apocryphal texts. The point of all of that is just to say that this is an issue that was not definitively decided. It was not definitively decided